Hi there, and thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at lesson 15.4, the surface area and volume of similar solids, and just see how they relate to one another. Today we're going to be writing down 7 things, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to write down is how the surface area of similar solids compares to their side lengths. This is what you want to copy down from this sentence over here. It says when two solids are similar, the ratio of their surface areas is equal to the square of the ratio of the corresponding linear measures, or corresponding sides. Another way I like to write it, surface area of A over the surface area of B is equal to A over B squared. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking at over the next few examples, and eventually we'll get to how does volume compare when you have similar solids. Let's go ahead and take the time now to pause the video here so you can write down how surface area relates to sides, and then click play when you're ready to see how one's done. So this first one I'm going to show you how it is done. It says the pyramids are similar. What's the surface area of pyramid A? We don't know pyramid A yet, but we do know pyramid B. Remember that's the surface area of A over the surface area of B is equal to side A over side B squared. Since we don't know the surface area of side A, I'm going to write an X where A goes. But we do know the surface area of B, and that's 600, so I'm going to write that where surface area of B goes. And then I do know a side length of A. I have a side length of 6, and the same corresponding side length of 10 in surface area, or in the shape of B. What we need to remember to do is always square those lines when we're talking about the surface area. So we'll actually have X over 600 is equal to 36 over 100. Okay? And then this becomes just a simple proportion that you start to solve. You can cross multiply on this one if you like to. 100 times x is 100x. And then we have 36 times 600. That is going to give us 21,600. And then we're going to just divide both sides by 100 to get x all by itself. So x would be equal to 216. You might have seen a different way to solve this proportion, maybe that 100 can be multiplied by a 6 to get 600, and you could do that same thing to 36 as well. Okay? So all you're doing is essentially setting up a proportion. You're going to go ahead and try numbers 2 and 3 on your own. So let's go ahead and pause the video here so you can try 2 and 3, and then once you're done, click play to check your answers. Alright, it is going to ask you to round your answers to the nearest tenth, so I think you might have had to do that in number 3. Number 2 I think just goes to the 10th spot. I'm going to set it up again where I have the surface area of A over the surface area of B is equal to A over B side squared. Okay, I'm going to say that the blue one is A and that the red one is B. If you did it vice versa, that's totally fine. You'll still get the same answer, just your numbers will be flip-flopped. The surface area of A is given to me, that's 608, but the surface area of B is not given to me, so that's where I will write an X. Side A is given to me, that's 8, and the side for B will be 5. Okay, I'm going to scoot down my page here as I work. I'm going to first square this. I'm going to have 64 over 25 is equal to that 608 over X, and then I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to do 608 times 25 with my calculator, and I'm going to get 15,200, and then 64 times x is just 64x, and then to get x by itself we're going to divide both sides by 64. X will be equal to 237.5. Okay, that would be for number 2. I'm going to scoot it up here for number 3. So number 3, again, surface area of A over the surface area of B is equal to A over B squared. I'm going to say again that the first shape is A, the second shape is B. I don't know the surface area of A, so I'll get an X, but the surface area on this one for B will be 110. And then the side A will be 5, side B will be 4. Okay, so just moving right along here. I'm going to square these to get 25 over 16, so that's equal to X over 110. To start to solve, I'm going to have to multiply 25 times 110. That's going to give me 2,750, and 16 times x is 16x. Dividing both sides by 16, I am going to get a little bit of an interesting decimal here. 171.87, and it does say round to the nearest tenth, so we're going to round it to 171.9 is equal to x. Okay, if you didn't round, that's fine. Just make sure you pay attention to your directions for next time. But as long as you're able to get 171.87, you're at least setting it up correctly. Okay? The next part we're going to talk about is volume of similar solids. So this is kind of similar, except instead of squaring the sides or the linear measures, you're going to be cubing the linear measures. And I think that's kind of interesting to remember because with volume, you're always units cubed, and with surface area, you're always units squared. Another way you can write it, the volume of A over the volume of B is equal to A over B cubed. Okay, let's take a moment here to pause the video and write down what you see so you know how the volume relates to the lines of similar solids. And once you're done, click play to see how it works. Alright, so this example, I'm going to say that this red one is A and this blue one is B. So just remember the volume of A over the volume of B is equal to A over B cubed. Okay, I don't know the volume of A, so that's going to get an X, but volume of B is 288. And then side A will be 5, side B will be 12. Okay, and what we're going to have to do is cube these. So that would mean 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125, and 12 times 12 times 12, which is 1,728 in your calculator. Okay, the next step will be to cross multiply. 1,728 times x is 1,728x. 288 times 125, that's going to give me 36,000. Okay, and then dividing both sides by 1,028, 36,000 divided by 1728. You're going to get a repeating decimal, so we're just going to round to the nearest tenth here. It does show 20.83 repeating, but we're going to keep it just as 20.8. So that would be my answer for this example. Okay, so setting it up the same way, but instead of squaring, just cubing. Let's go ahead and get you to try number 5 on your own. So we're going to go ahead and pause the video here, try it, and then once you're done, click play to check your work. Alright, so for this one I said the blue was A and the red was B. So the volume of A over the volume of B is equal to A over B cubed. Okay. The next thing I'm going to look at is the volume of A was given to me, so it's 9. Volume of B is unknown. Side A is 3 and side B is 4. Okay. I have 9 over x, and then 3 cubed is going to give me 27, and 4 cubed would give me 64. Cross multiply, I get 27x. Move this over so it's out of the way. So 27x is equal to 9 times 64 would be 576. And then divide both sides by 27. So that x is equal to about 21.3. That would be rounded to the nearest tenth. Okay, so x is equal to 21.3 for the volume of the letter B. Okay, this next one you're going to try to figure out which cylinder is similar to cylinder A, and just maybe think about, as a hint, for things to be similar, your sides are going to have to be proportional. So let's go ahead and take the time now to see which sides are proportional to cylinder A. Alright, so if I know you got a chance to try it, what I did here is I just set up a proportion. For cylinder B, I said 5 over 3 is equal to 6 over 4, and I cross multiplied. 5 times 4 is 20, and 3 times 6 is 18. This is not going to be so similar. Then I tried cylinder C. 7.5 to 5 is equal to 6 to 4. Cross multiplying, 7.5 times 4 is 30, and so is 5 times 6. So we're going to say cylinder C is similar because their sides are proportional. Okay. You got one more to try similar to that. The cones are similar, so find the missing slant height. Again, what you can do is maybe set up a proportion because similar figures have proportional sides. Let's go ahead and pause the video here for number 7 so you get a chance to try it, and then once you're done, click play to check your work. Alright, so how I set this one up is I did 13 over 5 and L over 7. Then I started cross multiply. 5 times L is 5L, and 13 times 7 is 91. Divide both sides by 5. L is equal to 18.2. Okay? That's all our notes are going to be for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and just make sure you're still aware of how the surface area and volumes relate to similar solids. Have a great day!